Jams 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're probably on like 347 now.
Yeah.
Get up.
Jock
Please.
Jam 77,000.
Yeah,
Look up
right.
Jock
Jock
Jams.
Jams.
How many
Jock Jam relief powder.
volumes of
There is no relief for
Jock
what Brad did to you.
Jams are there? Okay, so Jock Jams 5.
What?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, they didn't last as long as Now That's What I Call Music.
Oh, yeah.
that's what it was,
That's what
yeah.
I'm thinking.
That's
of.
what you're
Yeah.
thinking of.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah, they're up to like fucking 70 or something.
volumes of Now That's What I Call
Is it how slow you type?
48. How you you don't even type. You do fucking talk to text.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But if I had to type,
Oh, if you had to type,
If you
I'm
had
fucking
to.
sure.
bro, we can load up a typing game right now and
You
score.
want to throw down on some fucking Mavis Beacon? I will fucking
Oh,
go,
yeah,
dude.
you should play.
Yo.
They have House of the Dead typing edition, like that.
Yeah,
shooting
how's it
game.
typing edition?
That's fun.
Oh, fuck, I'm dying. Fuck, I'm dying. That's how we're supposed to be typing, Ronnie.
Okay, so let's see here. No, wait. Now, so they have 112 volumes.
Damn.
How many?
112 of Now That's
Damn.
What I Call Music.
What?
When did the last one come out?
So the last one actually came out in July 29th of 2022.
Oh, so yeah, they must be doing them semi-regularly still.
Wow. Great. Good shit. So if you want to get the latest one, oh, so they are re-releasing old ones. So the one in that just came out in 2022 is actually a re-release of Now That's What I Call Music 12. And also,
But they still gave it a new number?
Yep,
What
they
was
gave
that,
it a new
music from the
number,
1800s? I mean, how old was that shit? It was 12.
except In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins is now missing. What a bunch of bullshit.
Why, did he say something about the Jews too, or?
No, Phil Collins is he's just fucking greedy. He probably wanted too much money to have it relicensed.
How dare him?
And I guarantee you, Phil Collins probably has. He seems like ruthless that he would have all the fucking.
Disney probably owns that.
Yeah, he would make sure he owns all his shit after watching what happened to the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, In the Air Tonight. I'm thinking of "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" by fucking, from Lion King. That's what I was thinking about. Shit.
Is that Elton John?
That was Elton John. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking because it was in a Disney movie, they probably own it, and that's why they went on it. But it's a whole different
Disney
thing.
absolutely owns that.
Right. Okay, we're talking about the Spiricom tonight. I don't have a fucking intro, so we just talked about Now That's What I Call Music volumes.
Really? Is that
Was
what
that
Mavis
for the
Beacon.
intro?
That was my fucking
Christ.
intro.
Jeez, we can never make fun of Astro.
Ashtray's intros from here on out are at least mediocre.
I mean, really, but that's just...
Oh, they still suck.
So how about that weather? And here's the show, folks.
Yeah, so before we get going here, though, we need to have our Pause for the Cause.
Pause for the cause, baby.
Weekly benefit event for the Dane County Humane Society.
That's right.
Who are we sponsoring this week?
I think tonight was a Salamander Tallahassee Coates. He is a little salamander.
Nice. And
needs to be kept moist.
Was that English you were just saying?
I don't think so.
That
know I'm
was
hard
the
to understand, but
shrooms
goddamn
talking
Ashtray.
right there. Actually, Ashtray
What, is
is
Ashtray on
channeling God right now.
Unfortunately.
Is he, how much you take, Ashtray? How much you eat?
No, I didn't try any of these yet. I just got them. I got to sleep tonight.
Yeah. So, so Tallahassee George or whatever the salamander's name was.
Tallahassee Coates.
Yep.
Salamander
he
Tallahassee
actually has
Coates.
a unique. He has a unique affliction, though. He actually was in a piss trough and that's where he grew up. So now
Mm-hmm.
water actually cannot keep him moist. You must keep him moist with piss.
Yeah.
So
Down
you
at old bench squatters. That's the bring your own
This
beer
shit's going
strip
off the
club.
rails real quick.
right, yeah, and it has to be the piss of one person. Otherwise, there's a contamination. So you actually need to have like a bag, like a colostomy bag with your
Y'all probably fix that.
salamander.
What, you
inside.
just keep old Tallahassee coats right in your fucking colostomy bag,
Right,
huh?
right.
All right, this is getting a bit weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's just
Or
get
you
it,
really just-
make it even weirder, and talk
right, let's
about
do it.
Spiricom.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard this
What is
term.
Spiricom?
Well, let me tell you what
He's
Spiricom
going to tell
was.
us.
Awesome.
And then Spiricom. So Spiricom. All right, little history of Spiricom and what this was. So there was this guy George Meek, who apparently was a scientist, inventor,
Total
asshole guy that believed that he was receiving ideas and inspiration telepathically from the spirit world. I think he made like air conditioners or some shit. So
It's the ghost.
the ghost
Spirits cool
told
the
me how
air.
to make a fucking Frigidaire. At the end of his life, or towards the end of his life, and when he was 55, or not the end of his life, but when he was getting ready to kind of retire or whatever, he's like, you know what? I'm going to save up some fucking money and I'm going to do some shit. So he saved
Like
up
most
money.
adult males do right before retirement.
But instead of saving like $200 and blowing it on an 8-ball, he saved $500,000 in 5 years.
In
So
5 years?
yeah, apparently he had a pretty good job. And this was in
Jesus.
1970 too.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was selling coke on the side.
Right.
Yeah, he was sucking dick or some shit.
So this
Giving handies down at the wharf.
So at age 60, he's like, all right, I'm going to set up a fucking metaphysical research thing. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look into psychic healing. So he went over to fucking Egypt or some bullshit. And he's like, okay, this seems all right, but how can we get these electronics in this healing together? And maybe we could create a device where the living could have conversations with the dead.
Okay.
So kind of, and this was an idea that actually Thomas Edison and I think Nikola Tesla had, where you potentially could create some sort of a communication.
Is this anything like a spirit box?
Yes. So this is
Okay.
prior to a spirit box, I believe. I
You guys
believe a
tried to
spirit
channel
box
it
is
to the show and I
something
want no part of it.
different. Okay. So next up, he started working with these people. They're making these like electronic devices, and he has this medium, this like psychic medium there. And the guy's like channeling shit, and he's like, oh, there's a doctor here, and he's telling you how to improve your radio. But nothing was coming through the radio. It's just this guy fucking talking. Well, they followed the guy's advice, and they were able to make this Spiricom. So it had
So wait, someone was faking the voice on the other end? Is what you're saying?
No, it wasn't going through the device. So they actually had a medium, a psychic medium sitting in there, and he was just saying it. So the radio wasn't doing anything at this point. So they're like, okay, well, maybe
What do we need this radio for? We got this guy who just make up shit.
Okay, so they kept on making iterations with this, and the basic device was a modified ham radio transmitting on the AM band, and it had a tone generator that created 13 separate frequencies. The sound, they were piping the sound out of a speaker, and then there was a like a cassette recorder for capturing the sounds. And basically the idea of this would be that these tones would act as like the vocal cords of spirits. Like they would be able to leverage the frequency and use that for their own voices.
Is this similar to where they record with like they make a recording asking questions with their static playing in the background?
So this is very much like that. And that EVPs. So there was some EVP stuff happening, but it was all like, and this is what we will hear is like people will be talking and then it'll be like, fuck the goat in the ass, you know, something like really out of context and just like totally random. And
it's like, oh, we forgot to bring the goat.
Right.
What's he talking about?
And he wanted to have an actual conversation because none of the, these are kind of like short.
Turns out like fucking ghosts just all turn into fucking perverts.
Right.
Show us your tits.
They're like, okay. They are he's like, okay, well, we're getting this technology, we're improving this technology, but we need kind of like this psychic medium that can operate this radio technology and channel this shit and blah blah blah. Well, this guy shows up. Bill
just shows up.
Right. Bill O'Neill.
Oh, fucking Bill O'Neill.
Bill O'Neill.
Always count on that.
Well,
show.
Bill O'Neill had actually been referred from the Psychic Observer, which is apparently an American spiritualist publication. So O'Neill shows up and he's like, and O'Neill is like this really interesting character because he was working on, prior to becoming involved with this, he was working on kind of these radio frequencies to try to reach deaf people, to help deaf people hear. So yeah, he was doing that. He was an artist, poet, composer, and also a ventriloquist that worked with children's puppets. So hold on to that. Okay, so
hold on to that.
Yeah. All right, so. And he described this thing of how he was like experimenting with these frequencies in his fish tank, and all of a sudden the fish, like body parts, started manifesting in his fish tank. Really fucking weird shit. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The fish were like growing extra body parts?
No, like just out of the water. The water were like manifesting into these body parts.
And this is in the 70s,
water
right?
was turning.
Yeah,
into
this is
body
in the 70s.
Does he have any like pictures of this, or is he just
not,
shit?
Yeah, it's called LSD.
Not of that.
I was gonna say, how much acid was he on?
Okay, so so O'Neill gets involved with this and he's experimenting with this equipment.
Ghosts are telling him to fuck a goat.
Right. Well, apparently he's playing the guitar and he's like, all of a sudden he just rips off fucking Stairway to Heaven. And he's like, oh my God, the spirits, man, they're telling me how to do it.
I could never play that song.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't Stairway to Heaven, but he did get this like burst of inspiration. And Doc Nick, a spirit, showed up. And he started to tell him, like, okay, man, you're on the right track. This is what we can do to your radio.
Your G chord sounds like shit.
Yeah, you work on your G chord.
Fix it.
So that's going on. They're improving that, and then things keep on accelerating. So by July 1977, this guy, Spirit, claiming to be George Miller, appears. And he's like somebody that had died 16 years prior. He provided his social security number, death certificate, and they were able to verify it. Apparently he was like this NASA fucking scientist or something. And they have like 20 hours of conversation with the spirit, recorded conversation with the spirit.
Like recorded from the fucking
Yes.
From the
The
radio?
spirit machine.
Yes, from the spirit
Oh, wow.
machine.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So,
And these exist. Like you've heard these.
yes, I'm going to play them.
Oh,
Shit.
Play.
I don't want to hear ghosts. I
You're
already,
gonna
I'm
fucking
scared, dude.
hear
I'm
it.
scared.
You're
I'm
gonna
scared.
fucking
Don't do
listen
this.
I
to
already
it.
see him. I
Okay.
don't want to hear him.
Here we go. So I'm gonna just share the sound here, and yeah,
And mute.
here we go. Let's try this out.
Sure.
Something about watch the vagina?
That's Roger.
So this is what it sounds like.
God, it's torturous.
Right. And that's kind of what it, the whole deal.
Excerpts from 4 talks given by this method.
Revealed. Unless they have a strong personality and can enter into this.
All right. Well, anyway, there's all kinds of this stuff, and they actually had a press conference, where they were saying like, "Oh, well, we can communicate with the dead," and basically the media just fucking like lit them up. Lit this George Meek up. They're like, "You're fucking retarded, dude." So he, in the conversation, we just listened to a little bit of it, but it kind of has that same sound. There's this tone that's going through the whole thing, and then it's got this like robotic voice, and the ghosts or the spirits like, I will give you a count from 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's actual, words or whatever. And so
But how can they tell?
well,
Did they clean the audio up a little, or
no, you can make it out. Like if you actually listen to these, and I have it linked to it, you can definitely make out the words, especially when it's transcribed. Like it's not, and especially after you've been listening to it for a while, you can definitely make out the conversation.
Okay.
In the later ones, in the later ones, as they supposedly were refining their situation. Okay, so they released this press conference in 1981 in Washington, D.C. Everybody's like, you're fucking retarded. And then it started to get more scrutiny. There was more scrutiny. Well, it turns out that, for one, this guy, this O'Neill, he was off his fucking rocker. Like, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and he died in a mental institution after this happened.
God, well, what a way to go.
Yeah. After the press conference, nobody else was able to see this happen in live real time. They could only listen to the recordings that had happened because the spirit had supposedly ascended to a higher realm than what the Spiricom could access. And probably one of the most damning pieces of evidence from this was they found, so if you listen to this, it sounds very much like right? It
Yeah, it sounds like you're ready to sing Computer Love.
Right.
Sounds like a guy with a voice box.
Exactly. It sounds like something that a cancer patient would have, somebody that lost their larynx or whatever. Well, they found one of those in O'Neill's house. So, but this is fascinating. I mean, it's so fascinating because not only there was that, but there is, and there's a link here, when they first released this, there is a 120-page detailed manual on how to build one of these things, the origin of this. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on.
Was he selling it? Was he selling it at the time?
Well, so a
Because
guy,
white folk will buy anything if
Right.
if somebody sell it.
So it didn't appear, I didn't get this was like a huge scam, but one person did try to buy it, and he was a British fellow that wanted to buy it. And let's see here. Okay. So he wanted to buy this. And in 1982. So this is after the press conference, this McRae guy. And they were like, okay, well, $10,000. And the guy's just like, oh shit, all right.
Fuck.
So he gets it and he opens it up and he said, here's a quote from him. The heart of it was a little radio bug of the sort available from electronics hobbyist shops for a couple of dollars.
Wow.
God.
That's why you need that eBay guarantee, bro.
And they were actually, I'm glad you brought up eBay, because they were selling these on eBay. Maybe they still are selling them on eBay. Not these specific ones. They're modern iterations of this, because at the time when they were making this, the electronics weren't as cheap or whatever. But I have linked to some instructions if you would like to make your own Spiricom.
You can get one right here. Spirit box on promeasure.com for $150. Oh, sale price $129.90. It's the Spirit Box SB7.
Nice.
Or the new SB11.
Nice. So
and these help you talk to the dead, huh?
Yeah, apparently. So we're gonna try to channel some spirits now.
All right.
So y'all are gonna try to invoke the devil, and I would not be a part of it.
We're not getting the devil in here.
All right.
Maybe
so,
just a fucking low-level demon.
I
right,
am the
just
devil.
a low-level demon. Okay.
I'm a rascal.
And his name is Mandela Barnes. All right, so let's try to channel fucking Mandela Barnes for a moment here. And so these are the frequencies. So you're playing like 13 of these frequencies simultaneously. And anyway, this is what it sounds like together. And apparently this is the one, all the tones combined, this is the one that summons Mandela Barnes.
Sounds like the beginning of a fit for an autopsy song.
Or the beginning of the Twilight Zone or something.
You know,
Yeah.
I was gonna say a Twilight Zone, yeah.
I wonder if there are, this is after the Twilight Zone, but I wonder if there are bands that have absolutely used that in their music, people that are into some of that fucking. So yeah, that is the Spiricom. There's a link to this fucking amazing, sincere.
like to come free of charge.
Here's this guy, this meek guy, giving a presentation, and they're going through all this shit.
That guy looks half dead.
I love Skype.
It's so fucking.
What year was this?
So this
70s.
That's creepy.
right?
Jesus.
I think they made this in like the early 90s, this video. But it's like creepy and crazy and fucking weird as shit. So you should just get really high and fucking watch this. I think it would probably have a pretty good time.
Is that lady dead? She trying to fucking
I
like
think
hear
she
her
might be
soul escaping?
dead,
What is
right?
going on here?
Like, look how happy that
Is
woman
that just
next
a
to her.
photo?
I mean, I guess a photo, but I mean, the lady laying down looks dead, and the other lady looks like she's trying to hear her
She
soul
does.
escaping.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she's trying to breathe in her honor.
Her essence. Make me stronger. There
Like,
can be
like
only
black
one.
cats. Yeah. So that is the Spiricon. Fucking weird. Crazy. Oh, actually, there was one thing about this.
Yeah, there
So-
had to be more to the story than that.
Well,
Fucking lame
another
ass
thing
ending.
that makes this fascinating is, so Meek legitimately, like, you can tell he is he is not trying, like, there is a sincere belief in this. Like, he absolutely believes this shit 100%. He's not going out and, you know, at the end of his life, he didn't set this stuff up to scam people. Like, he is legitimately looking for it.
Did he lose somebody or something that made him want to create this technology? Or
I don't know if he lost anyone specifically.
I mean, want to talk to some. Usually, people who want to like talk to a loved one, a lost loved one, or something. That's the only reason I can think of when they want to talk to the dead, not just for fucking shits and giggles.
Maybe. I don't know, because I think his wife was still around. But he had a legitimate interest, and he had money, right? O'Neill was potentially crazy enough that he actually believed that the shit that was happening. So he could have been completely convinced that what he was experiencing.
And it's not a lie if you truly believe
Exactly. So actually, the psychologist, he said, I think that both of these actually believed that this was going on. They were completely convinced that this was happening. And that's why there's like this extraordinary level of depth to this. Like, there really is a lot of depth to it when you're looking at like the documentation and things like that. So kind of cool little I don't know, cultural relic. And of course there are people that absolutely believe this too, right? And like the EVPs and all that shit. I guess before we finish up with this, do you guys believe in any capacity of spirits being able to speak through EVPs or through fucking radio waves or anything like that?
I tried it once with a girl I was dating. She suggested it because I was sneaking around the abandoned Mercy Hospital that was being deconstructed. So we thought, what better place to try to talk to spirits than the surgery hall? And did the whole radio thing, played it back while making out with her, and I don't remember hearing any shit, you know. It's like, whatever. I can check it off the list of like, it was kind of spooky. We were in an abandoned hospital in the surgery wards. Who knows what you're gonna get? Fucking nothing.
Thank you, baby.
I got to the heavy petting zoo.
Eddie, what do you think?
I went to a psychic / medium chick after my wife died a couple times actually. It was all bullshit.
Yeah.
It was all bullshit.
There you go.
So,
and
bullshit.
Mystic, our biggest believer of EVPs.
No. That's true.
No.
Did you tell me that Ghostbusters was religious doctrine?
Yeah. I have seen some videos and read some articles about this. A couple things that like kind of seem interesting. Like, it's kind of like this, where it happened in like the 80s, early 80s. So I don't know how it could have been hoaxed. Have you ever heard of the Dodleston messages?
No.
So in 1985, these people in England started receiving messages on their this computer. It's like a fucking, I forget, it's some archaic English fucking computer. I forgot exactly what it was called, but it was like something micro, BBC Micro or some shit. And so they started getting messages, and these messages were like, "Why are you in my house?" and shit, right? And it turns out that in 1546, people like the dude who was messaging them, or at least that's what he said his name was, he owned that house. That house had been there for that long in England, that, you know, like he owned that house, and he started like sending them messages and shit. The Watcher? No, Macy, no. He started sending them messages and shit through the computer. And it happened for like months, like a year. You know what I mean? Like, he would send messages about shit that happened in the 1500s. And he was like, right.
Was he actually in dialogue with them, or was it just sending like a one-way conversation of stories?
No, it was a dialogue.
Tell me how to find something.
They would send he'd send a message, they would send one back. He would say, you know,
He'd answer questions.
And it was even weirder because like they had fucking like scholars like look at the messages, and the vernacular that he was using was very accurate for that fucking period of time. So either someone was hoaxing the fucking shit out of these people and nobody ever figured it out, or there was really something going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super interesting. Although, do you think somebody from the 1500s would? Well, they could look at a keyboard, they could see the letters, and
well, and that's the thing. Like it actually ended up turning into like these other people started messaging too, and they said they were from the fucking future, right? Like it turned out to be just crazy shit. I think I'm gonna make this my next topic.
Yeah.
Because I watched 2 different videos on it, and it just seems really interesting. I mean, it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it was a hoax, but
it's bullshit. But somebody has to go through, through
somebody has to
extraordinary,
swallow the bullshit.
fucking extraordinary.
Well, somebody has to figure out how to fucking fool them.
The level of fucking effort that it takes to pull this off. I think that's fascinating. All right, moving on. We are moving on to the What's Sexy portion of the show, where we sharpen sticks and stab them into the sides of geese.
Damn fucking no good geese.
Goddamn geese.
Next up, we have Teddy with Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights is out. I streamed it. I didn't record any of my gameplay footage. I did stream it when I first got it. This is not part of the Arkham series. Spoiler alert, Batman dies at the beginning. So you play as one of the 4 Bat family, Red Hood, Robin, Batgirl, or Nightwing. It's pretty much the gameplay is just the combat just like Gotham, Arkham City. I love this game. The costumes, the fucking the RPG aspect of it. It has got into kind of that looter, that little loot cycle, to where you level up and you find better gear. To
This just came out, right?
It just came out, yes. Yeah, and it's actually more. I kind of like it more than it is. A lot more challenging on the detective side because you actually do have to solve some crimes and stuff and look for things, and it kind of does get annoying when you're like at 1 o'clock in the morning, you stoned as fucking like, what am I supposed to be finding? It's some little yellow thing over here, like motherfucker, like you passed over like 7 times because you weren't paying attention. The combat is great. Just like I said, just like the Arkham games. It is more the more RPG aspect of it is if you play the Arkham games, Batman has all these quick fire. He has all these gadgets he can use and things. They do have it's like they took Batman and split him up into 4 different people. They each have they each have some aspect of Batman. Robin has all the stealth and some of the tech. Batgirl has like his fight style and stuff, and a lot of his batarangs and just some of his tech. So yeah,
so you switch amongst the characters, or
you can't switch them. You can switch them up anytime in the story mode that you want to. They do level up next to each other. So I mained Batgirl, I think, or Robin, or whoever. I can't remember what I started off with. I think it was Robin I started off with. And I mained him for a little while. Then I switched to Batgirl, and then I go to Red Hood. Who I'm on level 21 now. I went to Red Hood for the first time last night, and I got all these points I can put into him already. So yeah, it's pretty good. The only thing I do have to say is they each have a different way to traverse the city, and you do have to unlock that separately for everybody. So there are
the vehicle mode or whatever. Or...
Well, no, everybody gets the bat cycle, but like Batgirl, she glides around the city like Batman did. Nightwing has a little flying trapeze he flies around. But those are different ways they can traverse the city, but you have to unlock those separately. I like the game. I love it. I can't. They got some more stuff coming out of 4-player mode. It's 2-player mode. It's 2-player right now. If you don't come holler at your boys, they go take down some criminals in Gotham.
Cool.
Yes.
Next up, we have Mystic. Kanye getting fucked.
Okay. I hate this dude. He's just an arrogant pile of shit. I hated him for a long time.
He's obviously got some mental problems.
Yeah. I don't know that it's as much mental problems as it is he's never been told he's a fucking idiot in his life. So like when he has these ideas, he has like yes men and people around him that are like, "Oh, that's a fucking brilliant idea."
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Why don't you start a school that's completely uncredited, charge $15,000 a year to people, and then not teach history? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Like the clothes he has are fucking absolutely ridiculous looking. Like his shoes are fucking ugly as sin.
Did you hear about it in the store? He wanted his clothes put in trash bags, and then he didn't want in any of the salespeople to help people rummage through the bags because he wanted them to feel like what it was like to be homeless. I'm like, but they're in the store buying a $3,000 shirt. What does a homeless person know about that? It makes no sense.
Oh my God.
He was
That's
wearing
amazing.
in the Lex interview, he had like a old Carhartt hoodie that looked like he was rummaging around in the trash.
And then he just goes out and says like dumb Jew shit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, he did a tweet, I think, that started this shitstorm, right? Like,
oh, wasn't even that. He was on some fucking show or some shit, and he said, I could literally go out and say anti-Semitic shit, and Adidas can't drop me.
And
right? So then, like, the next thing he said, like, people were like, oh, what kind of anti-Semitic shit? So then the tweets came out. Were like fucking fuck Jews. I don't think he said fuck Jews, but you know that general fucking concept.
Right.
So then like Adidas is like, all right, well now we will drop you. You know what I mean? Like dude, the dude's just a moron.
Well, it's like also one of the oldest rules of Hollywood: don't fuck with the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like. Not even just Hollywood. Look at it. What Israel does. If you fuck around with them, they just bomb your house.
Right.
He's in the entertainment industry. They run the entertainment industry. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just how it is.
They do. Yeah. and that's what he was. Yeah. And
Well, and he's got he stirred up these right wingers. Where they're like, yeah, Kanye's right. You see, there was.
Because he bought that.
Los Angeles freeway. They hung a banner out over the.
I saw that
freeway. Kanye's right about the Jews.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
And fucking, and they love him too because he bought Parler. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
He bought Parler.
Well,
he was the thing.
Does he actually
got to be Trump and
Parler
shit.
now? Does he actually own it now?
I don't know. If
or is it like Twitter and Elon because they haven't the deal hasn't?
Yeah, who knows?
I think that deal actually finally did go through.
Twitter and Elon.
Oh, Twitter and Elon did. Yeah.
The Twitter execs are getting fired now.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you see his tweet? He walked into Twitter headquarters carrying a sink.
Elon Musk.
He was just carrying a kitchen sink, or like bathroom sink, or whatever. It was porcelain. And the caption was, "Walking into Twitter headquarters, let that sink in." Like I get that he's trying to be clever and funny or whatever, but that's just stupid as fuck. I mean,
hey, when you're the
Elon
richest
Musk is a very intelligent person
man in the world or whatever.
When you've got that much money, somebody's gonna laugh at your jokes.
When you got that much money, you should pay Dave Chappelle to write one for you. You know, or something. Fuck, you're not a comedian.
All right, next up we have Ashtray with Right Now Only Drug.
Did I forget? Only drug. Yeah. Just right now there hasn't been much sexy but drugs to help keep me getting through the fucking day. We're almost to election season. So
wait, are you stressed out about election season?
Oh yeah, you only got like a week and
yeah.
Oh, that's right. You got to make signs and shit.
It's half of this insane workload. Why I've been working 12 hour plus days. And anyways. Yeah, so moving on to fuck what you think.
And then when does that start though, like in the political like cycle? So let's say it ends November 8th because you don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
When does it start for the presidential cycle?
Oh,
middle of next year.
It's kind of like basically every other year if you think about it. Like it'll be So after this election, it should slow down on the political side
for
of
next year,
things.
and then
But
20.
within a year, it'll start picking up for the early, because you like primary elections and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Sucks.
it just So that's all I got.
Word.
Drugs.
Okay. And my what's sexy is snuggly kittens. They're fucking awesome.
Like drugs.
Next up.
Okay.
Are they?
Fuck what you think.
If you trained them to be affectionate and not
They
like
are
skittish with
affectionate.
They're cats. They're affectionate because they can't run away. Those kittens. They can't get away. They'll be trying to climb away from you. Just keep doing
in the
this.
morning. So when I wake up in the morning, I have my little alarm app, which makes me do squats in order for me to turn it off.
That's a good way to wake up.
Yep. And
Wait, how does it prove you're doing the squats?
Are you squatting on a dildo? How does it know if you don't do the squats?
Yeah, what do you got? The teabag
I've got a sensor in my fucking asshole.
No, cheating
it uses the sensors in the phone. Your phone can tell if it's moving up and down.
Yeah, I can also do like this. I mean, it's. I mean,
yeah, you say like, how do you not cheat?
Yeah, but it's actually pretty. It's pretty.
Well, you're really cheating then, Teddy.
Right.
Just cheat yourself.
Also, by that time,
drank
if
last
you
night,
do
and I
that 20 times, you might as well just get the fuck out of bed.
Right?
Well, that's a way to wake you up.
Right?
Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
fuck that. And
Get your blood flowing.
I'm gonna do my squats still sleeping.
So when I'm doing these squats, my cat's actually like doing the squats with me, like grabbing grabbing onto my fucking shorts and like trying to like pull me down to the ground like I'm flying away or something. Then after I do my squats, she fucking runs like a bolt into the bathroom and meets me there where I take my fucking multi-meat shit in the morning.
Multi-meat shit.
So I get ready and she bolts down to the fucking front door and sees me off as I go off to work.
You're making all this shit up. Cats
I am not. My fucking
dogs do that. Cats don't do that.
Dude, Teddy, my daughter's cat plays fetch. And I shit you not. I will record it next time. Like it's not just once or twice. It'll sit here for a good half an hour and play fetch with a ball.
Yeah, they call them puppy
some cats will do shit, man.
My cats would be like that too, where, for whatever reason, Tootsie, if you would take, after brushing her, if you take that hair and you roll it and mat it into like a little fur ball,
play with it, yeah.
You throw it, and it's like, because I don't know, it's like they smell themselves or whatever, and they're just like, fuck, it's like catnip.
Awesome.
Okay, next up we have Fuck What You Think.
Yep.
Where we shit in a dolphin's blowhole.
Wait, are both of your cats females?
Yeah, they're sisters.
Probably why they're more affectionate. Both of our cats are males and they hate everyone.
Yeah, they're pretty affectionate. First up we have me with goddamn train. I haven't had to deal with trains that much recently.
You had to ride a train in Wisconsin?
No, I didn't have to ride one. I was just fucking driving.
Fucking cross the railroad tracks before you came.
Yeah, I was driving, and I'm in a area that's new to me and taking a different route, so I don't know all the ins and outs of the fucking trains and the times and things like that. I'm sitting there, it's like, oh, okay, well, there's a train going through here, and it's getting slower and slower and slower, and then it fucking stops.
Oh,
it's like, god damn it.
Those are the worst.
I hate that.
Right? Fortunately, I was able to just do a fucking bust a U-turn and take an alternate route.
Dukes a hazard over top of it.
Right.
Yeah. Jump through a fucking open car.
Yeah, but it just this is not something that I've had to deal with in quite some time, is how much a train can fuck your life up.
Or I'm sure in Providence, all the train tracks the roads just go over or under.
It goes over.
They probably have. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like around here, we don't have to fuck with trains at all.
Yeah, there's no trains that go over roads.
See, in Madison, I still have to fuck
we have
trains
those here. Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
some parts of Nashville, bro. If you
Really?
you got you have a
You're
train to go
fucking
through.
stuck.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah, they put them all up on L's around here, like elevation.
Yeah, Southerners aren't that smart.
Well, Madison too. I think it's just because it's that isthmus is so narrow.
Mm.
I mean, so but the railroad track has been there for ever since Madison. If you think about it,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It was
You
there
know,
before Madison.
cutting right
It was
through
even
that
there,
isthmus. Yeah, so it's kind of essential.
Right.
Essential and fucking pain in my ass.
Speaking of pains in the ass, mystic and mental problems.
So
Mr. has mental problems.
okay.
Awesome, cool.
No, I don't have mental problems. So I'm watching this Daryl Brooks guy, right? The dude who.
Oh, the dude who ran his car to the.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
And
Oh, I heard
yeah.
that's a shit show.
It's absolutely.
He defended himself, right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He has mental problems. Yes. And I know that it's a right as a citizen you can defend yourself in fucking court, but that's just dumb. Like, come on, dude.
You should have to take a test or something to prove you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, the judge allowed him, and this dude clearly does not have a grasp on how to fucking live in a society because he's like over here saying that he's a sovereign citizen, and that like. And then she, at one point, she was like, "You have to leave this courtroom. I'm going to put you in the other courtroom, and we'll have you on video." And like, because he just wouldn't stop interrupting. And she's like, "And then I'll invite you back over here for your closing arguments." And he's like, "You can't invite me back in here. I can reclaim my right to be in here." And blah blah blah. She's like, "All right, just get out." And like, fucking, like
it's like he read a Cliff Notes guide to law or something.
Yeah, and they're just allowing this fucking farce to happen.
And also, this isn't
he
Mr.
clearly
Smith.
has mental problems.
Right. This isn't Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. This is the dude that fucking ran over and killed fucking 8 people or whatever it was.
He doesn't even. I don't think he knows that he did it.
Yeah.
Now,
because when he was being interrogated,
how did it
he's
start?
like, "That's not
wasn't
me.
he running
That's
from
not
the
me."
cops?
Yeah,
initially
he was running
or something?
from the cops.
Yes. Yeah.
And I guess what was the initial altercation?
I don't even know. It was something with his girlfriend. Like, he just went ape shit with his girlfriend, and they were like chasing him. And fucking that, and then that happened.
And he's like, "None of these people are real. None of these people are real. Look how they bounce off my car."
Yeah, he's just a fucking idiot. And then today, like, I see this dude. I went to the fucking doctor's appointment, and as soon as I get into the fucking area, like, there's this tall, skinny white guy, like, and he's just like kind of pacing around, and like I hear this nurse go, "Oh, it's him right over there." And like these 4 cops come out of fucking nowhere, and they're just like surrounding this guy. And this dude's like, "I'm just here to get some fucking medicine, man." He's like, I've been waiting here 45 minutes for this appointment," and like, blah blah blah. And like, he finally, like, you could tell this dude was starting to fucking flip out.
Yeah.
Like, after a while, he's like, "I need some fucking mental help right now. Somebody fucking help me." And these cops just kept fucking like corralling him.
Huh.
And I'm like, this is exactly what he doesn't need, you stupid fucks.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with these?
Well, they have to because he could be dangerous, Mystic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
They need to wait for him to flinch so they can then
then
stomp him.
Put him in a room where he's not being fucking ogled by 35 other people who are wondering what the fuck's going on, because that shit's adding to the stress of the situation.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
There are a lot
You know what I
of
mean? Like, just use some common
mentally
sense.
unhinged people out there.
And he's in there asking for help. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was fucking just walking the streets talking to himself or some shit. Like, fuck, man. Anyway, country needs to fucking get this shit together.
And Ashtray. Yay. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yay.
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 Yeah.
On Lex Friedman. He's getting a lot of airplay.
Well, so yeah, I would say it's, if you really want to see how cringe, why it's kind of like Kanye West is going fucking DEFCON 5, and is in the news so much, like, it's he's just all over the fucking map. He starts yabbing on about how, like, in school they shouldn't teach, shouldn't teach anything subjective. Like, we just need to teach just engineering, and that history is subjective because it's always written by the victor. Blah blah blah, and but yeah, he just like won't let off. And Lex Friedman is Jewish. He's trying to get him to understand. It's like, you realize that you're stirring up a lot of hate when you say, like, you don't have to say Jewish media. Kanye's like, but it's the truth. All those executives were Jewish. It's like,
do you think so? I this is the first time that I've seen this Carhartt fucking it's like something that you painted your garage in.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like,
do you think that he paid like fucking somebody $5,000 to put paint on that
design
Carhartt?
that shit? Yeah.
Probably. Dude, yeah.
If he said that to me, if he said, well, it's the truth,
looks like a painter's coat.
I would have been like, you know what? You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he goes, what? Well, it's the truth. Could I say it out loud though, Kanye?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking cunt.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whole engineering thing,
there's no fucking reason for him to fucking say Jewish media,
right,
than to just be a divisive cunt. There's no other reason.
Well, and it's
fuck y'all, man. Kanye is right. He take it back to back shit for the black man.
Yeah,
he is just kind of so all over the map. I think he was recently on. He must have recently been on Joe Rogan. Anyways, I saw a short clip of like. It might have been like a reel where he's like, can't remember if Rogan asked him a question or something, but like Kanye just all of a sudden has like a brain fart, it's like, and you can tell like Rogan's just patiently like, all right. Everybody treats Kanye like he is some sort of weird fucking amazing prophet, but
that's what I'm saying.
It's so like
he's never been told that he's retarded.
Yeah,
and that's what needs to happen.
Sorry, son, you're fucking retarded.
Doctor needs to come in and be like, dude, I'm sorry, your IQ is under 100. You are fucking mentally retarded. Please stop being nice to this. But please stop fucking placating this asshole.
And anyways, it's one of those, like, if you want to get a grasp on how ungrasped he is, I would say listen to it. And Lex Friedman does a good job also of pushing back in that kind of just almost like slow talking he almost has a way of soothing you, and he can like push back in the politest way that you can't like get. There was never really like much contention, but he called him out on
what's funny,
all this shit
is I didn't even realize. I mean, I guess the name obviously, but I didn't realize he was Jewish until you said it. I'm like, oh yeah, Friedman, no shit. And this dude's interviewing fucking Kanye.
Yeah,
over here talking about Jews. My God.
And yeah. Anyways, he's a good interviewer nonetheless. But check it out if you want to really kind of see how.
Did he choose to interview him just because he was saying his stuff about Jews? Is that why he did it? He was like, I'm a Jewish guy, I'm gonna interview him because he's
I don't
out of it, or do you think?
Well, the thing is, it happened so quickly, or right up with this thing here too. It's like, I don't know how far
they might have recorded that a month ago, or 2 weeks ago, or some shit.
It was after, it was after the tweets, because he talks about the tweets. But he wasn't dropped. I don't know. I don't think this interview he was dropped by Adidas yet. Yeah, no, by the talk of it, he still was like talking present tense, like he was still with Adidas.
Yeah.
But yeah, check it out.
So I have a Jew story real quick. Sorry. It's real quick.
Right.
I was looking at the 9 o'clock today, our show, and there's a VO sitting there, and it just says Jews in space. And I was like, are we really running a fucking voiceover that's called Jews in Space? So then I read it, and it was like the Jewish Museum in Milwaukee has a fucking, a whatever a display about Jewish people that have,
contributed to NASA.
Contributed to space travel. Yes. Like, okay, now it makes sense.
Jews
before
in
I was
space.
just like, Jesus Christ, was this like some Muppets shit?
I thought Jews in space was Spaceball.
Actually, that's funny. The Jewish sports guy that sits next to me, and he's like, what are you just gonna cut some Spaceballs footage and put it in there?
Exactly.
Okay, next up we have Teddy with game glitches that hinder progress.
Okay, so the great game that I'm playing, it's a new game. I got it when the night it came out. It is I got pretty up in level. I decided to stop doing side mission shit and start doing story mission shit.
What game is this?
This is Gotham Knights. And there's a mission in the game where you have to it's kind of like Spider-Man. As you go around the town, you can stop crimes and shit. Sometimes you actually have to stop crimes to advance or
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you
let those crimes go.
Are there times you just have to masturbate while they get raped?
Yep.
Yeah.
All the time. And then in this particular mission, you have to go. There are 5 corrupt detectives around Gotham that you have to go find and either interrogate or beat up. So the first night I got this mission, after doing story mode for a while, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some side shit. I did some Mr. Freeze stuff. I did some Harley Quinn missions. And then I go back to try to play that main story mission. And I've been doing this for the past 2-3 nights, and those missions have not been those triangles to get those guys have not been showing up. And so I'm like, shit, what the fuck do I do? So I thought about it. War Machine's playing it with me. And so if you play with your friend, once your missions match, you can play the mission. You can play the missions, and once you get to that part of your story, it actually, if you want to just go past that. So I'm going to play it on his game and try to get past it tonight after the show. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to fucking restart the game. I don't want to have to do that because
you got to restart the game. How much fucking
just because you
time
can't ignite or what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, the thing is, it's I'm level 20.
Start that mission because it's not showing up in your radar, basically.
No, it's just it's like a case file thing. So So I'm still looking.
You have any previous saves you can go back to, or is it just kind of
it's just one continuous
save,
fucking
auto save? Dick.
I'm level 21. The max level is 30. And after you get to level 30, you beat the game. You have the new game plus option to start the game over and go through the game, which I do plan on doing to get some legendary stuff and get cooler costumes and things like that. But I don't want to play a game 3 times in a row because I had to start it over to do this. So that's my focus. You think?
Boom.
You'll make time for it.
All right, that's it. Go fuck yourself, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
The fucking hockey team sucks, bitches.
Yep. Goddamn right. That's our show. We're going to be here every Wednesday or Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. You can also not twiddle us, although maybe Elon will let us back.
Maybe he's gonna purge the servers, buddy. Mm-hmm. Let us all back in.
Like us, share us, or fuck us. We are down for whatever. I'm Oracle.
I missed it.
This is the ashtray.
I gotta piss. This is Teddy, by the way.
And this is the Red Eye.